Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to week 2 of our podcast for the World League. And again, I'm Sam, and we have Rob. How's it going, Rob?
Oh, it's going fantastic, Sam. How are you?
I'm doing well, and congratulations on your win, Rob.
Yeah, it's an all-timer.
And today we have a special guest, Mark Rivas. How's it going, Mark?
Yes, doing well.
Thanks. We're excited to have you here, Mark. Are you at all intimidated by us? Because you have the 3-time champ, Rob, and then you have the 2-time champ, me. Are you at all intimidated?
Hell no. With you guys? Let me answer like Rob would answer. Kiss my ass.
But you should be intimidated.
But it's great to have you, Mark. Don't get too intimidated. But excellent. Rob, let's go ahead and get started with, do you want to go straight into the matchups, Rob?
Yeah, go ahead and get started, Sam. Just disregard me throwing away the 800 pieces of paper that took the rest of my ink and all that. It's just pure chaos here, so let's go, baby.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about the first matchup, Nasty Habits versus Bruin Maniacs.
Nasty Habits. Yeah, okay, I'll tell you what, I'll start this one, Mark, and we'll finish out from there. Nasty Habits, this is real easy here. What do we say? What have we been saying all year? Feast or famine, baby. Matt Stafford, Calvin Johnson, rolling down to Carolina. I do believe some Panthers feasted on his stats this week. Not a real high game. He's going to have weeks like this. Yeah, 108. Hey, honestly, 108. You know, I'm envious, but he's playing Bruin Maniacs over there. That's a nice game right there. Peyton Manning kind of coming in as a low guy, but Murray coming up real nice, man. And Brandon Marshall, dude, he only had 42 yards, 48 yards, but the 3 touchdowns. It's a nice week. Good for Bruni. I think he's a 2-0 now. No, he's 1-1.
Yes. I thought Nasty Habit was a force to be reckoned with that high score last week, but I think it's kind of evening out.
Well, that's going to, look, this team, it's a pretty good team, it really is, but you take your 1 and 2 draft pick and roll them to Carolina, you're not going anywhere with that week, so. I guess you could have rolled Russell Wilson out there instead of Stafford. Stafford, man, he's just, put him outdoors and he's pretty average. He's like, I don't know if he's quite as big a reduction as Drew Brees outdoors, but it's, it's significant, those domers. So it's, he doesn't have to play Carolina again this year, so that's take the loss.
Yep, exactly. Mark, you want to chime in on here, Mark?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm looking at Nasty Habit's team, and I still feel like he got the nasty part down because some of the receivers he have are just downright nasty. But when Calvin Johnson and Stafford hook up, watch your ass because I don't think 2 people can do it better besides of course Jimmy Graham and Drew Brees. But besides that,
Yeah, that's definitely true. Nasty Habit still, he still puts up the points. Great. Yeah.
Sam, let me chime in here. Hey, Mark, nasty in the way that they're dangerous, or nasty in the
nasty like it.
Their bodies are starting to decay here due to age.
Well, if there was a war for geriatrics, I guess. If you got points on arthritis, maybe. I just thought even from the draft that he probably could have took a couple of younger guys, Reggie Wayne and Fitz. They're great at one time, but, to try to keep them in your starting lineup is tough. Especially when you match it with a stud like Calvin. It's kind of like Calvin and the Chipmunks.
His team definitely leads the league in, reconstructive knee surgery, so we got that under control. But it's still a good team. I got to play this guy twice a year, so I'm going to have to agree with you. Just nasty. It's a brilliant team.
Yeah.
Move it on, Sam.
All right. Let's go on to, Scott versus yours truly here. Scott gave me a whooping this week.
Let's roll to Rivas. What do you got on the? We can get some good stuff out of Rivas on his man. What is it? The Droop Sackings this week, or whatever the hell his name is this year. Scotty?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a tree. I really did, but he keeps the theme going with this dyslexic tribute to rock band. I actually do like Scott's team. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
I really, really do hate to say it. some of the guys that we have are pretty close. I mean, he has Drew Brees. I have Drew Brees. Can't complain there. Spiller. I mean, Spiller was a complete shock. I don't even think Scott was expecting. I wasn't expecting it.
What the run back for a touchdown?
Yes. Where did that come from? I mean,
I didn't even know he did that.
Yeah, I knew that they had mentioned that he may do him, but I figured that he's probably the best player on the team. Why would you risk it? And that's one of the reasons I actually picked him up. So I mean, besides that, he's pretty much done at running back. I still think that Frank Gore's the man, and Carlos Hyde, is going to have a hell of a time trying to take that spot. But I think he has a solid team, one that that division is going to have to look out for.
Can you guys clarify for me? Has Doug Martin scored a point yet this year?
I don't believe.
He's gone double goose eggs 2 weeks in a row, right?
This is the thing I've been looking at, guys. Steve Smith Sr. could have killed every single running back probably taken in the first round, the first week of play.
Yeah.
It seems to me that the traditional running backs go first is done. It's done. I mean, besides AP, besides him beating his kid and getting deactivated, it seems to me that all the top running backs that went, I mean, Calvin Johnson went first over there, and you can kind of see why. He had a down week, but imagine the production you're going to get out of him.
Sure, but let me ask you both this: while the running back is down, is it because of the new rule changes where if you touch a receiver, it's pass interference? Do you think that contributes to more production from quarterbacks and receivers?
Me? I'll take
both
that one
you guys.
first. No, I think you're on week 2. I mean, it's too small a sample size. I think Doug Martin's a huge risk at number one. The guy's coming back from a major leg injury. C.J. Spiller not much better as far as risk goes, and it's good to see Buffalo's really, keeping the plastic wrap on him by having him return kicks these days. Trent Richardson is a star in name only, and
from college.
I mean, come on.
From college.
But overall, with running backs this year, I don't think anybody could have foresaw, the woman and child beating, and God knows what's coming next going on.
Sure.
Yeah, you got a couple bad weeks there with running backs. Offense across the board's been kind of mediocre in the first couple weeks here. You got a lot of really low scores here. I'm going to disagree with Mark. I at least like LaShawn McCoy in the first round, no question there. And, you get to a point where, while I don't disagree that wide receivers are putting up those huge points, the thing about it is, let's all keep in mind, it's September, baby. I mean, there's no rain, there's no wind, there's no snow. I do believe we do play up to 17 weeks. If you're in the Gang Green camp, we're usually trying to go that long in the season. So, I'm not too worried about any of that. It's a 2-week sample. We've seen some great running back performances. Lynch has had a great one. I mean, nobody's loving McCoy getting vultured by these huge performances by Sproles.
Right.
I think that'll all turn around.
Yeah. I mean, I might be biased, but Foster also played good his first game and second game.
Yes.
With the 100 yards.
Yes.
So,
who did he play against? Was that the Raiders, and who was the other one?
Yeah.
Who'd they open up against there, Sam?
I forget who they opened up against.
Oh no, was it the Browns?
Washington.
Jacksonville. Washington and the Raiders, man. I'll tell you what, man. Arian's back, baby.
And my highness on Toby Gerhart is not working out. So man, I hate to say it, maybe Rob was right about picking up a Jacksonville guy.
Sam, we'll get to your. Oh, we are talking about your team here, aren't we?
That's right, Floyd versus.
Yes,
Oh, yeah. Hey, I do like how you kept it going there with the Cleveland, Jacksonville, Houston contingency, and, you lost one Brown, and what better way is to fill them in with another Brown, man? I mean, you can't possibly go wrong there. Hey, you had a nice week from Rodgers, though, huh?
Yeah, he did all right. I'm hoping more games like that, too, but...
Hey, Sam, let's be real. You would have beat me by 46 points this week. I mean, what the hell can I talk about?
Yeah, injuries with Hearns, he... Of course, that injury happened in the fourth quarter, but, whatever.
Dude, I mean, I was convinced that Mark would be having the same conversation next year he's doing it. I have a Calvin Johnson going 1, which, by the way, I don't disagree with Calvin Johnson going 1. How do you go wrong there? But I figured, 2015, it's Allen Hearns, is it? Alvin, I can't keep track of it, or Megatron, dude. It's
yeah, well,
that's
tough
call
that's
after
actually,
that first quarter.
that's an award. I mean, after the first week in that performance that Hearns had out, I mean, we were talking, we were like, we got to give him the Source of the Year award, because wherever he got information on Hearns, he would walk off the mean streets of Miami to play. I don't know who Sam's paying for this shit, but that was just nuts to me.
Yeah.
Let's be real, though. The guy had 11 good minutes. 11 good minutes.
It's like just the first quarter.
It wasn't even the whole damn first quarter. It was 11 minutes, man. He's never done anything since. Never to be heard from again, man. We're already on to week 3 almost.
Yeah.
Move on to the next week, Sam.
I know. But yeah, Scott won, whatever. Hey, but my score improved from last week, so I am showing improvements, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, you're heading to the stratosphere there, Sam.
That's the silver lining right there. All right, cool. Let's go on to the next matchup, Lodi Burgers versus Wolfpack. And we see here Lodi Burger.
Yeah, Wolfpack took that one out. We're going to go quick through this game because there ain't a hell of a lot to talk about. Gio Bernard, boy, you talk about all these running backs you're going with, McCoy and Jamal Charles. Well, hey, you want a guy to run around the field and catch everything and run everything. This guy looks like the real deal for that this year. Other than that, hell. Michael had a down week. Matt Ryan, put him outdoors. He's crap. Dalton looked good, though. Murray played good. Hell, Gore played good. How did he lose? How did he only get 108 points? You look at his first 4 players, and you go, A.J. Green broke his toe. Sanders, no chemistry. New Orleans losing to Cleveland, because everybody had that. Mark, you took Cleveland in the pool this week, right?
Of course I did.
No. You're like my son, man. Oh, yeah, I would have picked him.
Yeah, definitely. Had I known, hindsight. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that was actually I actually thought that would be a lot closer than it was, and I thought it would be a lot higher scoring.
Well, Rob and I talked about if Matty Ice was back. You know what I mean? I guess Matty Ice isn't back yet. He had a good first week, and then second week he's not. Matt Ryan, they call him Matty Ice.
Wasn't Arthur Blank lining up at left tackle last week, if I'm not mistaken?
Who was it?
Well, I don't know.
Arthur Blank, left tackle for the Falcons last weekend.
Why was he having trouble with the rushers?
Yeah, their line's decimated, man. But don't worry, Steven Jackson's still going to be good, and whoever has him, be sure to hang on to him, especially for the week I play. I need to win by 91 points or less. So,
I think with Matty Ice, I think that as the season goes on, it'll be hit and miss. But I mean, it's kind of easy to get pumped up to play against the Saints at home. They got to beat Breeze in order to get out of there. So it just made it easier for them. Just a lot easier. But on the road, they look like crap.
That was not a very good performance out of him. And Lodi Burger's got a good team, but, hey, we would be remiss if we didn't point out that, seriously, he needs to run some background checks on his team members next year. I mean, that's like hitting the lottery in reverse there with Peterson and Rice. I mean, pretty good. I'm surprised. Who's the guy? Was it Jonathan Dwyer that just got busted for that today? He's been deactivated now, so... I'm sure he had him as his number 1 pickup tonight, but Michael, just please hold off on that move now.
Yep. And Prater is still out, I believe.
Yeah, well, he's got Matty Ice, baby.
All right, let's go to the most exciting matchup of the week: Gango Green versus Ball So Hard.
Well, I'd like to point out that I like you, Sam, and improving dramatically. Last week I was at 81.5. This week I've gone up to 82. So, Jesus, I mean, Mr. Rivas would have beat me 2 weeks combined here by about 36 points this week. So, all I can say is that my team cannot possibly be this bad. I lost 2 guys in the first quarter there, Marino and Jackson, but, the highlight of it is, I didn't flex Kaepernick, which he was worth about 3 points on. God, if we got to put interceptions in. That performance on Sunday night was, boy, that was Tony Romo-esque, baby. That was some nice stuff right there, man.
Quarterbacks who sign big contracts, they come back and they... Yeah. It's just a pattern,
Yeah, that guy, man. I mean, okay, let's not talk about Gang Green, and with all due respect here to Tay, man, there's nothing to talk about other than Jamal Charles is, man, you can see that coming a mile away. That, I got a ton of respect for Tay. He's a great player, and he'll keep competing here, but that team, he's going to have some problems. Hey,
His scoring. I mean,
about
just looking at. I mean, he has. You would think. I mean, between Charles and Lacey. Again, going back to my running backs ain't shit theory. Between Charles and Lacey, I mean, there's no money there. There's nothing there. I mean, and he actually flexed two of his quarterbacks and still couldn't. I mean, he had 65 points for the week. That's pretty low.
That's a season low. It's somebody will go below that, most likely myself. There's season, but
I think the Saints Waterboy had about the same 65 points. That is very low. Okay, I'm not hating on you. I'm just telling the truth. That's very low, and I really wouldn't expect that. I mean, I'm sure he didn't expect it either. And I mean, you go and you try to start the best players possible, but there's no rhyme or reason to any of this shit. We just try to get a good matchup and push, and push them to try and work for us. And sometimes it works, and obviously sometimes it doesn't. But 80, would you have, Rob? 81?
No, 82, Mark. Please get it right.
Oh, 82. Oh, 82 points to 65 points. That should be a payout in itself, too.
Yeah, I'm going to introduce. Actually, it should be a pay-in. If you have the lowest score to win, you owe the league an extra.
Yeah, that's $5. If you go under 50 points in a week, you got to put in another $5 or something.
Hey, well, I'll tell you what. Let me comment on what you're going with here, Mark, because Tay and I kind of had the same theory, and. We looked at it this year, and so far it's not working out too good. Running backs looked very slim after about number 12 on the cheat sheets, and here I'm looking at guys around 30 that look pretty good. Look, everybody in this league puts together a good team and has a philosophy coming in. So far, mine and Tay's philosophy is not exactly brilliant, okay?
Mm.
Again, we do play 14 weeks. Let's give a chance for Eddie Lacy to get it going. Jamal Charles... that's probably not going to happen this year, man. But it's give it time. Right now, the receivers look really good, and the running backs look like they're, overvalued. But at the end of the day, I'll tell you what, the difference between the 13 running back versus the 5 running back and the number 20 wide receiver versus the number 5 wide receiver were dramatically in favor of taking running backs higher. So,
right.
And Rob,
that crap game though.
And Rob, you keep up with the Chiefs. How long is Charles out for?
I don't keep up with the Chiefs.
I
keep up with gambling and football. Charles is out for probably 4 to 6 weeks, from what I understand.
Gotcha.
Other than that, look, I like Kansas City barbecue, but I have some roots there, but. I mean, have you ever been to Missouri? It's not come on, man.
I've been there, Rob. I've been there.
Yeah, man.
I lived there, so yeah, I know.
Yeah, I am talking to two guys from Kansas. Why don't you guys live there anymore?
Yeah. Kansas City football, baby.
Kansas City football. I'm telling you, the best thing I can say about the Chiefs is they're still slightly above Oakland as far as being the joke of the league, man.
Yeah.
But they are slowly working their way down into Oakland, Cleveland territory here, man.
Yeah.
Actually quickly working their way down.
hey, love the company.
All right. Yeah, let's get off of that game and let's go on to Miami Sharks versus Revolution.
Mark, you take this one, baby.
I don't know what the Sharks deal is. I mean, I don't think it's time to panic, but yeah, it's kind of time to panic.
When your kicker scores the most.
Yes, that's a hint. I mean, nobody expected probably San Diego would just rout them the way that they did, or at least look as dominant as they did. But I mean, he has some studs. It's just that I think that the problem lies in the 2 T's, probably near the top. Anytime you got Romo, you're gonna fumble your fantasy football. That's just the way it is. That's just what he does. Yeah, you're taking a chance with your season there, and I think McCoy is definitely solid. Definitely going to have bigger games. Same thing with Bell. Forset's actually a nice pickup. Not sure if he's going to see the light of day with that performance Pierce just had, but I think he has a solid team. But when you're 0-2 and you're going into week 3, it's like it is time to really probably show a little bit of concern in regard to, if you're going to make that push or, try to get some players. I mean, well, then again, he has Welker coming back too, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, he's
Earlier,
a wide receiver there.
earlier than expected, yes, Wilker.
Yeah, I mean, Jeffrey, man, you got to kind of wonder if that, does he maybe take a step back this year a little bit? I think that's a concern, and everybody had it, but, I mean, God, the guy's a stud, right? Hey,
Yeah.
Mark, I'll
Yeah.
play off what you got there on those two T's at the top, though, man. Tom Brady, I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty abundantly obvious that this guy's not a fantasy stud anymore. And, he had
Not
that 3-year
anymore,
window with Randy Moss. Other than that, the
Yeah.
guy's really never been a fantasy stud, so.
No. He's always just been a guy to get you 2 touchdowns and 242 yards, and that's exactly how much you'll get, 242. It won't be 300, but it'll be 242. But I understand he's going for the double up with Gronk, which is concerning as well because with Gronk not being healthy, and you can't trust him. You just can't trust Brady, Gronk, or anybody in Boston, really. So I think that's part of the problem.
Well,
I mean, as far as...
Let me ask you here. I mean, I'm checking it right now. I mean, that team scored like 41 points last week, but I only see 4 points.
All defense, baby.
Category.
All defense. All defense.
God, man.
All
that's,
defense.
That's murder.
I know. The
so
defense
that's
last
not
year
a
was
typo?
worth 46. No, the defense was worth like 46 points or something, Rob. I had them. I know. I started them.
They were
the
fantastic, but I
great.
still thought he got more than 150 yards.
well, yeah. I thought it was. It's hard to try to predict what the Patriots are going to do, and it seems to me with him having those 2 players, particularly, that makes it just a little bit more difficult. Yeah, Belichick is shiesty, man. You don't never know what he's going to do.
Yeah, I know.
He gets rid of Pro Bowl. He gets rid of Pro Bowl guards, dude, for like a fucking pack of cigarettes and some gum. So you can't trust him.
He didn't even get that much. He got an old, or a young, never going to be tight end.
Yeah, we're going to teach him how to block and just throw him somewhere. Yeah, that's terrible.
But Revolution, Arizona, 39
the
points.
Revolution.
Led the way, baby. Next
the
game,
Revolution.
Sam.
Yeah.
What's the deal with Manny anyway? What is the deal with Manny? Is it Prince? Am I just now? Is it Prince or what? Because Purple Rain. Dude, really, he should have drafted Lisa and Wendy. I mean, it seems like he is a Prince dude, right? I saw Manny not too long ago, too, right by my job, and hopped out the bushes on him just to let him know I'm keeping an eye on him.
Okay,
Yeah,
I mean, when you said what's the deal with Manny,
not endorse these comments by our special guest.
There you go, by Mark. That's right. But no, I mean, he won 113 points. All right,
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to the next game right here. Straight LA versus Revis Reapers.
Yeah.
I had Revis Reapers in the big win until I realized that I completely jacked up the score and gave Jordy Nelson, who could probably be argued the stud of the week. I think I gave him -7 points or something.
Yes, yeah, well, that's the kind of week I had, Rob. I mean, I woke up to David calling me crying already. I had already scored a couple touchdowns. I mean, he becomes like a overbearing, like he becomes George Costanza's mom. Like he just complain. And then I don't get a couple phone calls, and then I go to sleep and I wake up and, Jordy fucking killed me, man. He fucking killed me.
Well,
I woke up to that shit. I woke up and it was so quiet. My phone hadn't rang in a while, and he already was very, very, very gracious, and he said, dude, you got it. Okay, well, I was trying to be gracious back. That's okay, well, no problem. It's still a game is what I thought. And I go to sleep, wake up, 49 points from Jordy Nelson. Oh, that's nice. Oh, you still got luck going, huh? Oh, wow, great. Okay, by 10 points with luck going. Wow, thanks.
Yeah.
And then I get a little text back, another text that says, what is it? Oh, I think I got this. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Well, okay.
Yeah, and Luck didn't really even have that great a game, but 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, but he put more than enough. All he needed was like 10 points, and then I think he put up high score as well, because I think he's like at 204 or something.
204, yeah.
That's shit. That's solid. I would have beat anybody else in the league. It just so happened I played the person that had the highest score.
You would have beat me and Tay combined, and you could really almost throw in my last week's score, and it would have been close, dude. So it was.
Yeah, one of those weeks. That's okay. Yeah.
Well,
I know he's
I'm not sure.
And it's also his theory is also taking wide receivers too. Because I was actually thinking of listening to the last podcast. His running backs say they suck, and. The thing with running backs, I mean, I think you can kind of you're getting them arrested nowadays. But prior to that, they get injured, or they're by committee anyway. So it's almost like there's so many running backs out there. Like, they just throw them in there nowadays.
Well,
I mean, it's probably the simplest position on the field. Is just find a hole and run through it. So I think that was his thing too. Is I could always strengthen my team through the waiver wire and taking up running backs, which actually is a pretty good philosophy. I mean, think about it. Unless you lose, I mean, we have people that are losing studs right now. I mean, Don put up those kind of numbers without Adrian Peterson. That's kind of scary to think about if you had him, So.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I haven't won any championships in my life, so I'm not very educated in this subject. But my theory has always been it's probably the hardest to find running backs. But speaking of that, though, with Dave's running backs, let me remind you again. I'm not sure I've ever seen a worse collection of running backs ever put together than Reggie Bush, Andre Ellington. When Andre Ellington is your stud, and then Terrence West and Maurice Jones-Drew at age 53? I mean, he's hanging out with my dad, for Christ's sake, I mean, come on. That's, again, come see me when it's November.
Yeah, with the weather change. All right. Well, sorry about that, Mark, on the bad beat. It sucks to score that much and lose, but, them's the matchups.
Hey, Mark, you can look at it this way. You can root for that bad beat award for the next several weeks, brother. That's $80. I'm not sure I put it together for Revis versus Revis purposes, but, if that's how it plays out.
Who gets $80? I get $80 or he gets $80?
Right now, you are in the lead for the bad beat award, baby. $80 for score the most points and lose. See, there's a silver lining.
There's a nice consolation.
Oh yeah, but don't worry. That 191 won't hold. Somebody will put up 230 and lose to me on the only week this year I scored over 100. Forget even over 200. So next game, Sam.
Let's go on to the next game. Savs versus New Denver.
All right, somebody asked this question last week. Mark, can you put any, add any enlightenment to it? What the hell is Savs about? What does that mean?
I don't. I tried to find. I googled it. I couldn't find anything on a Savs.
You googled it.
I wasn't sure what the hell it was. I don't know. I mean, can we get him to call in and let us know what it is? Because I have no freaking clue. San Diego Cavs or. Dude, I don't know. Maybe it's an acronym. It is probably an acronym.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I thought it was an acronym.
It could have just been Todd typed it in on cap lock. I have no idea. It sounds like something out of. It does kind of have a Warrior-esque tone to it, like a Conan movie or something. Here come the Savs.
Yeah. Right.
He lost though.
Yeah, he lost 128 to 152 to New Denver.
I'd like to point out he would have beat me though. There's a trend in the weekend.
He would have tied with me.
Yeah, New Denver. Hey, New Denver looked pretty good, I guess, this week. 152. That's pretty good for him, man. He's a wide receivers, man. Jordy Nelson, man. I got to see about. Well, I saw the entire San Francisco game. That was a lot of fun, man. That Kaepernick, he tries really hard, huh? Yeah. So,
he's the only other. So he's going to be so it's Miami Sharks and Savs right now that just haven't got a win. I mean, we have those kind of guys. I really don't think there's a whole lot to worry about. But again, if you go 0-3, I mean, you might as well just stop picking up people, stop playing.
No, Mark, no.
You got to keep going to the waiver wire.
No, Mark, no.
The champ needs money. Mark, you are banned from the show.
No.
Always play the waiver wire.
Mark, my first year, I started 0-4. My first year, I started 0-4, and I made the playoffs. So it can happen. It can happen.
Yeah, and I would like to remind everybody that Sam is not only the luckiest two-time champion, he's just the luckiest champion ever.
Well, you can pick up people like Alan Hearns, Rob, and they play for you for 11 minutes. And those kind of things happen.
Yeah, so all you guys who goes 0-4, there's still hope.
Oh yeah, no, this league is set up for parity purposes, and Mark hit on it earlier. I think running backs are impossible to find, but for Christ's sake, this year it's out of hand. I mean, who would have thought that you'd have these guys, on what is this, the executive leave list now and this crap they're pulling out? There are clearly a miscalculation at the beginning of the year. I'm sorry, I did not have the pictures, even though I'm an inside source at TMZ there, of the Adrian Peterson situation. I wasn't quite aware that was coming down the pikeway, but yeah, you might be able to fix your team pretty good this year off the waiver wire. On the
yeah.
so.
Sure of it. But yeah, I mean, New Denver, congratulations on that one, and hopefully Miami Sharks can. I'm sorry. Hopefully Savs can pull out a win soon.
Oh, I'm rooting for Miami Sharks now that you put it that way. I'm backing Miami Sharks. You back Sav, Sam. I at least know what the hell Miami Sharks means. and I'd again like to point out that both these guys could kick my ass into a bloody pulp. So, moving on.
All right, let's go on to the last matchup. Golden State Heavyweight versus Kelly Brace. Now, I want to give a shout out to Dave Coven. He came over to my house last week and helped me install my brand new garage door opener, and it's working so much better. It's quiet. I switched over to a belt instead of a chain drive, and man, it is so quiet, and it works. So big shout out to Big Dave for coming over and helping me install it. Much appreciated.
Now, he didn't. Let me ask you. He didn't charge you money for that because he wouldn't need a business license.
No, he didn't charge me. He didn't charge me, but no, it was really cool. I definitely needed a new garage door opener, but Dave came through. So big shout out to him. But anyways, yeah.
Podcast brought to you by Golden State Heavyweight. Paper for free. Can't go wrong there.
Rent a neighbor.
But yeah, so Kelly Braves only scored 80 this week. Man, what's up with these low scores?
Hell yeah, I would have beat Kelly Braves, man. Cousin Stevie always got my back, brother. I'm telling you, he's a good guy,
I think with this is going to be a year that he's really going to have to dig in his pocket. I mean, he prides himself on being able to have a really solid draft. And most of the time he does have a solid draft.
He does.
But he also prides himself on not having to depend on the waiver wire. That he likes to stick to his guns, and he's stubborn. But look at his running backs. He has Marino.
Are any of these guys healthy?
Matthews, Martin, and Zach Stacy. Zach Stacy is the only one that he has that I think is healthy right now, right? Everybody else is beat up. And then Zach Stacy is looking at boxes. I mean, he's looking at boxes everywhere. So, I mean, he's going to have a tough situation trying to get that together. And just so that I can say I told you so, when he picked up Marino, and he was very, very high on him, I don't know if it's because he's a Miami fan, mostly likely it is. But he also believes in Marino's talent. I told him, you're not going to have time to celebrate. He'll be injured. And he's injured.
Yep.
And
you're right. I think Zach Stacy is the only one healthy running back for him. Wow.
Well, as Mark's pointed out, there's at least 35 to 40 viable replacement options on the waiver wire this week. So be sure to get those in by 8 o'clock. Let me tell you something that's kind of funny. Two of the odder, longer conversations I've had at fantasy football parties have happened between these two teams. I wouldn't say out of respect to Dave, but I won't go into the details on that one. But Kelly Braves did go on to about a 1.5-hour master thesis last year on how the Miami Dolphins were going to win the Super Bowl this year because largely based around the great talents of Ryan Tannehill, and man, all they needed was I think at that time he was touting Lamar Miller, so now it's on the no-Sean, huh?
Yeah, well,
I picked him up too. I mean, the guy's a stud, but Jesus Christ, man, he got hurt.
That's it.
4 weeks. Yeah, and
pick up another one.
What's up with your Cousins, man? They really need to find some running backs out there, man.
Yeah, with the inside, we know we like tight ends, Rob. Tight ends, wide receivers, and I mean, we I've done it myself where I took a chance on a running back a few years ago. His name was Arian Foster, young Arian Foster, first year in the league, led the league, but it ended up working out pretty good for me. Yeah. And I think that I think Stevie's going to the playoffs pretty much every year, honestly.
Oh yeah.
I think Sam's put him out a couple of years.
Yeah.
Man, let's try to make sure he doesn't get put out again.
Year.
He had a good team. He didn't make any pickups and got to the playoffs. But this year, I don't think he can avoid it. I mean, he can't avoid it. He's going to have to pick up running back.
He has to.
Yeah. If he doesn't make any pickups right now, running back, there will be no playoff discussion. And like I was saying, he had the best team last year. There's no question about that. It should have been him and Don all the way, but shit happens. I guess Gangrene will take that 3-time championship.
Yeah. All right, that was a good. That was good. I mean, Dave won, so I'm glad about that. But yeah, let's go on to let's close out with bold prediction. Rob, do you have any bold prediction for this weekend?
Bold predictions for this weekend.
Yeah, like I said, your season bold prediction from week 1 looks like it's coming, true here. So what else do you see in the future?
Well, Peyton Manning has another clunker. There's my bold prediction. What do you think, Mark? I think this is an intriguing matchup this week. Peyton going into Seattle, man. I mean, this guy's an assassin. Does he come back and play good in game 2, or I think if Seattle wins last week, then Manning maybe does that, but I think it's going to look like Seattle's got his number, and I'm very questionable on starting him coming this week. I think you might see Seattle keeping him under 200 yards.
I think San Diego has a blueprint, and I think every team will copy that blueprint, and I think Denver's going to do it. There we go. Denver's going to win in Seattle.
Dig out old, tired tight ends that nobody focuses on anymore and hit it 3 times?
No, the thing is, get the ball out within 3 seconds. Throw it. And I think that's what Phillip Rivers did. He just got the ball out quick, So that's my bold prediction right there. Denver Broncos win in Seattle.
San Diego, man, is a good team, one. And let's be real, Seattle is, they're just not nearly as good on the road as they are. They're invincible.
Correct.
So,
yes.
I mean, if this game was in Denver, I like Manning to maybe get some revenge. But I
have to agree with you, yes. In Seattle, yeah.
I say that on this particular game, the score will be 22-7. I'll take the Broncos.
Ooh,
that's
I
a
like
bold
that.
prediction right there.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well,
still doesn't mean Manning's a good starting option at quarterback.
Yeah, I don't have him, so I don't have to worry about him.
No. It'll be mostly through the talented feet of Mr. Monty Ball. But I do believe that they'll win the game. I think that Peyton will get a little bit of revenge. It won't be nearly as good as he would want it, but I think that there'll be a lot of Emmanuel Sanders. I think Emmanuel Sanders will be the one.
Yeah.
But at least get him close, and then just have him go in there and pound the rest of it in. That'll be a pretty good one. Also, this is my bold prediction for the week, that 3 waiver wire pickups as far as running backs will have over 120 yards. 3. So what's the guy that just Bobby Rainey? I'll go ahead and name him. Bobby Rainey, I think he'll have 116 yards, maybe 120 yards. I think that what's the guy up there for Jamal Charles? Was it Niles or something?
Niles Davis.
Yeah, that's another guy. And then Phillip Rivers is guy. We got who's there? Oh, Donald Brown. I don't know about that one. I don't know about Donald Brown.
Oh wow.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Donald Brown.
So you hear this
Donald
first,
Brown,
Lee. You hear this first. Pick up those running backs that Mark just mentioned. Of course, I don't know what time this podcast is going to be out, but it's probably too late.
Oh, it'll be past that time. And I would always, when it comes to running backs and Revises, I mean, obviously that's money in the bank, baby. Roll with it.
But awesome. Mark, thank you very much for joining Rob and I. It definitely mixes in there.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you, Rob. So for Mark and for Rob, I am Sam. Thank you very much, guys, for listening to us.